everybody, how are you? Welcome back to my fashion and art channel. My name is Ceresa and today I'm gonna show you how I did this little handbag. It's very simple, my everything, for those easy days that you just want to go simple. My iPhone fits in there perfect, and a little lipstick, a little cash or a card or whatever you want to take, just those easy days without a huge purse. So yes, it's very simple. It just takes a couple of little pieces of leather and some paint, some little buckles, and just creativity mainly going on in here. So let's get started. Check it out. So I went to downtown and got this very thin, nice looking piece of leather and took it home and made a purse. And these are the measurements. The width of the purse is 6 inches and 1/4. And the sides of the whole length that we're gonna cut of the panels, the front panel is 4 inches and 1/4. Of course, the width is 6 inches and 1/4. The bottom of the purse is 2 inches and 1/4, and the width is 6 inches and 1/4. And the back panel is 3 inches and 3/4, and the width is 6 inches and 1/4. And the lid is just 5 inches, and the width is 6 inches and 1/4. Once I get all the measurements right, I'm going to cut everything and making sure that I did right on those measurements and re-measured strongly now with a pencil or a pen so that everything is accordingly as how I want it to be. So this part now that I'm cutting is the lid of the purse, and that lid is another piece that's just going to be for decorative purposes, and that is 5 inches long by 6 inches and 1/4 width. Now I'm gonna cut the side panels of the purse, and those are going to be 2 inches and 1/4 and the very bottom. And how tall this is going to be is 4 inches and 1/4. And those rectangles are going to be the panels for the sides of the purse, and you have to cut 2 of them and make sure that they're equally cut. And you're gonna make sure that you cut the bottom corners of it in an oval shape so that the assembling while you are sewing is easier and it has a much better way of coming together. Once we are done with our measurements, we're going to proceed to assemble everything by hand, or in this case, a sewing machine. I'm so sorry about the placement here of this lamp that's coming in between the video. Oh, it's so annoying. I'm growing as I go, so this is something that's not gonna happen again, I promise. So pretty much what I'm doing here is I'm taking away all these little parts and readjusting things so that I can go ahead in the machine and sew through the corners. The corners are a little bit challenging to go through because it's just very tight in there. So and it's also very close to the edge because you want to have a very clean way of looking for those edges that are going to be facing the out world. So yes, just cleaning little things away in here. Now you can see that little by little it started to come together on the assembling of putting the side panel attached to the actual purse. I'm gonna measure here 2 inches from the outside to the inside, 2 inches, and you can use a pencil, a pen, or in this case just something sharp so that you can make sure that you have your measuring points right and that confidently you can go and make your design and cut. So it's 2 inches in what I decided to do. So you have to fold it in half so that you can have this precision on the other side as well. You can have any shape. I wanted to do this heart looking shape for now. That's going to turn into a total different way of looking. Not like a heart, but for the idea of what I was going for that particular design in there. And you can trim here and there to get the shape you want, whatever shape, whatever floats your goat, like I say. So what I'm placing here is the other part of the lid that is just for decorative purposes. And this is 5.5 inches tall and 6.25 inches width. And I'm placing this by hand, and I'm not being so careful because I'm going to run it through the machine, so I want it to be stable and in good, perfect placement. You need to do that if you're going to use a machine, and if not, you still have to go by hand and be very tight and very careful with the measurements of your little stitches to be kind of similar, or whatever artistic way you want to do the sewing to put this other lid together on top of the lid, just for, like I said, decorative purposes. So as I'm running the machine through it, you can see that, kind of started to come together. I feel good about it. So far, so good. A little challenging here and there, but hey, it's never really easy. It's you just have to be relaxed. Now here, what I'm doing is I'm taking all the hand stitches away and cleaning any possible thread that could be in the way of the work. So these straps here are 5 inches long, and you can do any shape you want. I felt like that was gonna be my artistic expression for this purse that would go together with the design I wanted to do. This is more an abstract design. I placed it in there just so that I can have a better idea where the studs are going to be going in the purse. So once I saw it, then I kind of like took a memory picture and I put the little studs in there again, and with a pen I marked where the little piercings are going to be so that the studs can go through it and press there strongly, be there very secure. Before placing any studs in there, I'm going to be using the machine. Not that I'm going to be sewing this with the machine onto the purse, but I'm going to be actually doing this sewing by hand. And I'm using the machine, the zigzag design that it has, zigzag point, so that it looks like it's been made with a machine, but it's not. So it all goes more together with a very nice way of looking. You can see it's already happening a little bit. I'm gonna cut any excess of thread away. Okay, so here you get to see that I placed the studs in there and it started to look as I want it to look. So then I'm going to proceed to add to the purse these 2 parts by hand. Just gotta measure where I want them to be before I go ahead and do something I wouldn't be so happy about. But yes, started to sew. And you don't have to sew all the way around if you don't want to, but make sure that it's placed in a way that is going to be firm and is going to have a good way of looking, that it looks like it's been done by a machine. Just don't come in between the machine design. Just make sure you go underneath so it looks nice. The bottom, I didn't get too picky about. I could have put a little something underneath to cover it, but I just want to take it easy there. So here I am proceeding with the attachment of the handles so that I can put the shoulder main strap in the purse. The measurements for this little handles are, you need to have 1 inch folded in half and then have another inch that goes down in the front panel, and the other inch from the other side down on the other panel. So it's 3 inches long, whatever design you want to do on it, 3 inches long, and then you just put it in half. So it's gonna be 1.5 inches, and then you're going to start sewing down from 1/2 inch down to that 1 inch in the front panel, and then once you're done with it, the back panel. So that 1/2 inch lid is the space that you have so you can attach the main shoulder strap of the purse. Again, if it's too hard with a machine, you can do the same process with hand after you did the whole design with the machine, so it looks like it's been done with the machine, or just all of it by hand. See, it's coming together now. Now this is a very important part. Before you throw away any old purse, make sure that you take away the zippers, the studs, the buckles, and mainly the magnets for closing the purse, because that magnet is what I took away from this old purse and put it on my new purse. Still is not damaged, still working as if it was new, so why not? Being resourceful can never hurt. Every magnet has 2 parts. One part that goes through the leather, and the other one that goes on top is like a sandwich, and the other one little circle goes on top so that it strongly goes in there and presses nicely without hurting the leather with closing and opening. So again, here what I did is I made the little holes and I adjusted there, and then I went with placing the magnets. Once I placed the magnets, I cut a little circle piece that matches the same size of that magnet, and I ran it through the machine so it looks like it's been sewed, but it's actually going to be put in there with crazy glue, but it's gonna look like it's been sewed with a machine. And before I glue it, I'm gonna put a stop in there, very well placed, and then it's ready to be glued, just to cover the hooks of the magnet. And then I decided to cut 4 little long straps of leather so that I can braid them together. And you can go ahead and do that braid for the main shoulder strap, but I changed my mind because it was a little bit too thick and I just didn't want it to go and have it too thin looking, and I just had another idea also, so I tried it and I really liked it. But I'm going to show you the process that you can also do, that it could also look good if you go and cut thinner straps for making this braid for the main shoulder strap of the purse. So as you can see, I'm making this little braid, and every here and there you have to make sure that the parts are well put together and kind of like tighten with your fingers and go back and forth, and everything has to be in a good proportion, because sometimes some parts go, like you can see up in there, but then with patience you see there it was too thick. But then I decided to take the strap, I undid it, and I took 2 straps and sewed them together, and that worked much better. So I put it through the first handle, and then I secured it with a little piece of leather, and I used crazy glue for that, for both sides. And then I had the idea that it would be more artistic if I add more little pieces of leather and different parts of the strap. So I added 3 more pieces. So you can see is 5 pieces that have a very nice kind of unique way of looking. See, there is a purse. So now, as we do in makeup, we kind of bring our eyes bigger and to be more obvious and everything. So that's what I'm doing in the designs here in the purse. So I am searing the edges of any exposed leather, and that will also bring up the design a little more, and it will have more dimension, and I like that touch. It looks very handmade, but you know, that's a beautiful part of it. And a little heart, yay. So there you have, the purse is done and I'm happy with it. So you see, if you ever have an urge to go buy something, you can make it yourself and nobody else will have it, as the purse that we just did. And also, I want to share something, a little secret between you and I here. I was going to throw away this one old purse, but then I noticed that it has some buckles and some zippers and some, even the magnets were like working. There was nothing wrong with them. So I decided to use it on this little purse. So I give it a new life and it works perfect, still shiny and nice, brand new. So yes, you can definitely, you pay for that purse once, or you're gonna have to throw away the whole thing, when you can take advantage of those little tiny things and bring more life to something that can look like this. There you go, sharing that with you. I hope it's a very good use for you as well, and make sure to comment. I want to hear from you and what you think, or if you have any suggestions of what to do next, please go ahead. I can't wait to hear about it, and I wish you a very wonderful day. Much love, 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 love. Mwah. Kisses and hugs.